Welcome back. Another video this week. I wanted to take a look at the Bluegrass. This goes off as the 10th race on Saturday at Keeneland. Grade 2 race for 3-year-olds hoping to earn points towards the Kentucky Derby. I think this race is interesting from a pace perspective, especially how that relates to the number 2 McCracken, your morning line 7-5 favorite. I wanted to use OptixQuadStat to kind of look at his plot position. And just kind of show a technique on here. You have a horse, a couple of these that are in some overlapping spots, and how to tell exactly on the plot what they're considered, whether they are McCracken in this case in quadrant 2 or in quadrant 4. So when you pull open Optix Grid, you can scroll over to today's race, and that's the race that's on top there. It'll show off the running style and then the OptixPlot. So this being Q4 square, they're considering this plot as a quadrant 4. And why that's important, we look at QuadStat versus if he was a quadrant 2 square, how that changes. So standard plot win percentage, plots on standard. If he was a quadrant 2 square, quadrant 2 squares are 30%. 10 wins and 33 starts, so very, very favorable plot position. Quadrant 4 squares are kind of in pink, 15.3%, 9 wins and 59 starts. We'll click over, just kind of look at surface distance, see if anything changes. Again, quadrant 2, very similar, 33.3%, 9 wins and 27 starts. Kind of have a quadrant 2 here. Let's make sure that lines up when we get on surface distance, since that's the stat that we are looking at. Turns into a circle. So we're still at quadrant 4 here on surface distance. Quadrant 4 square, 5.4%. 3 wins and 56 starts. So we saw last week, this was very helpful in looking at the favorite in that race, Gunnevara. There are things to like about McCracken, of course. You know, if he was just up a little bit higher on that y-axis, he'd be sitting in quadrant 2 as a square, again, 30%, similar to our only quadrant 2 square, the number 7, Practical Joke. I think it's also, you know, we're looking at the stuff, we're looking at lightly raced horses, you know, running style, you know, hasn't quite been determined yet. Let's see. Let's look at a quick sort as far as speed figures. As far as speed figures, just kind of looking at this race, I sorted it using that OFIG, high to low. McCracken on top is 100, followed by Tapper. It has 2 races, actually 3 races out of the top 5 as far as speed figures, so seems to be the main competition. Practical Joke, maybe the distance is a question, just kind of looking at him overall, but has a chance to move forward. Certainly fits in there, and then of course positive square in quadrant 2. All right, thank you guys for watching. I know it's just a short video, but I wanted to highlight some techniques on here and show off how to look at a horse that's in between when he comes up on the plot.